inhumane.
I call for introduce.
Dell, and it's a pleasure to serve under your chairship. I welcome the opportunity to be able to contribute to this afternoon's debate. I wish to begin by expressing my full support for the trans community and their right to live openly and authentically. Every individual in our country must be allowed the freedom to live their truth, free from discrimination and fear, and to be treated with dignity and the respect that they deserve. I'm especially proud that the City of Wolverhampton Council, based in my constituency of Wolverhampton West, made history back in 2016 by electing the first transgender councillor to office. That moment was not only a milestone for our city, but also a powerful symbol of what can be achieved when inclusion and equality are not just discussed, but put into practice. And I'm sure that Wolverhampton, my city, will continue to lead the way in promoting acceptance and equal rights for all. I mentioned the UK Supreme Court's judgment earlier in an intervention in the case of For Women Scotland and the Scottish ministers. And as a member of the Justice Select Committee, I have had the opportunity to inquire into that decision further. That decision confirmed that sex, for the purposes of the Equality Act 2010, referred to biological sex, and that trans women, even with a gender recognition certificate, are not considered to be women under the Equality Act's provisions on sex-based protections and rights. But that the ruling does not strip trans people of their right to be protected from discrimination, harassment, victimisation and unfair treatment. However, the decision has created a legal distinction between biological sex and legal gender, and that has obviously created a lot of confusion and uncertainty in areas such as access to single-sex spaces. So the government must act to find a way to uphold the rights of women and trans people without pitting them against each other, which is what has happened in the past. It is crucial that the government recognises that transitioning is not a choice, and that the transitioning process often comes with a deep and often difficult journey of self-understanding and acceptance, with the associated stress and emotional strain of coming to terms with one's new gender identity. Mr. Mundell, the law is not static, and never it should be, because it evolves with society, and society itself evolves through empathy and understanding of others. I'm pleased that this government has committed to a wider range of support for the trans community, including trans-inclusive ban on conversion practices and a review of adult gender identity services. However, we do have a duty to ensure through further legislation that trans people are given proper legal recognition for their gender, and that we demonstrate respect and compassion towards all our communities. This is not about special treatment, it is about equal treatment, and sending a message to everyone in our country that they have the right to live freely and proudly as who they are, and not as we think they are. Consequently, we need to reassure transgender people within our communities that they have the right and ability to live as their authentic self, free from fear and discrimination.